Ladies, I remember walking through my house and thinking, it's finally quiet.
Oh. I didn't realize how much my identity was being a mom until my son moved out.
Wow.
I became an empty nester. I was so excited. I dreamt about being an empty nester. And then one of my children pops back up and comes home. So disrespectful.
He boomerang back. Welcome to Three Voices Unfiltered. We're your hosts,
Ronisha,
Theresa, and Suzanne. And around here, nothing is off limits. We talk about everything, the real, the messy, the hilarious, and the inspiring. So let's get into it.
Right. So whether your nest stays empty or your children boomerang bank, we're going to be talking about those type of life changes when we become empty nesters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm an totally complete empty nester.
Yeah.
I am sort of, right? No, because somebody's still at my house.
Your baby came back.
He did.
All right. Welcome back to Three Voices Unfiltered. And here's this week's reality check. Millions of parents experience the emotions we call emptiness or next syndrome every year. So let's talk about some statistics. It doesn't tell you about walking past an empty bedroom each morning. They're gone.
They're in college.
Anyway.
Yay, they're gone.
I was sad when I became an empty nester.
Y'all have one child. I have 4. I was so happy. I counted the days.
Oh my goodness. It doesn't tell you that you're still cooking too much food. I still cook too much food, and I just give it away to my son.
I did have to learn that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did have to learn how to just cook for myself.
It doesn't tell you how quiet your house becomes.
Yes,
that's true.
Whether it's a blessing that your house is quiet, or you're sad. There's no noise in here, because you're used to the hustle and bustle of your children being there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's true.
Wow. And it doesn't tell you that how proud you can become or how heartbroken that you become at the same time now that your children are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So
heartbroken.
We're going to be talking about all
those are good things.
I like that.
All of that.
I like those.
So let's get into it. So question. Renisha. No, I'm going to go to Suzanne.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Suzanne because Renisha's going to be acting.
You already know my answer.
That's all right. I'm going to Suzanne. Okay. So Suzanne, when Kevin left, when he went off to school.
I was devastated.
Did you cry?
Yes.
Did he cry?
No. He couldn't wait to get out of there. But I did not cry in front of him.
Okay.
Because I didn't want him to see me cry. When I got in the car, I just lost it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to ask you this. I'll ask Ronisha. Ronisha, when your children left.
All the time.
Okay, so Ronisha, I have one son. Suzanne has one son. And Ronisha has 2 boys and 2 girls. Okay. So Ronisha, I know your story is going to be a little bit more robust.
It's going to be different. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you this. In 2002, I thought about 2020 because that was going to be the last. That was going to be the year the last child left and went to college. I'm telling you, when he was born in 2002, I was like, how many years before he leaves?
Oh my goodness.
And it was 2020. I was like, wow, okay, I'll be an empty nester officially in 2020.
2020.
Then 2020 came and a whole bunch of stuff happened. COVID, brain tumor. He graduated. I didn't feel like an empty nester at that point because I had so many things going on. But I used to dream about being an empty nester in 2000.
Wow.
See, I was the opposite. I would count the years that he was still that he still had left at home, and I would be so sad.
Oh.
I didn't want him to leave. I wanted him to go to college locally. See, my child has big dreams, so I didn't hold him back though. That's what I wanted, and that's what I was. Are you sure you don't want to go to to ECU? No, Mom. So when he left, I was devastated. But then eventually I caught on to the groove of things. it took me a minute, and I was like, oh, wait, I can come in and I don't have to make dinner if I don't want to. I don't have to go to baseball. I mean, not baseball, but sports activities. I don't have to be driving him here and there anymore. And I was like, well, this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
For me, you guys, I have to think back way back. But anyway, I don't remember. I didn't cry. I didn't have any of those emotions.
Really? Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel happy.
Okay.
To me, it was just a transition.
Part of life.
I'm just being honest.
You're just a very practical person. Is what it is. I'm not. I'm very emotional. You were sad.
You were practical. I was overjoyed with excitement that they were all leaving. But here's the thing. I used to tell them, 18, you have to do one or the other thing. You have to get a job and find a place and work, or you have to go to college.
That's right.
Okay.
And I told them that at a very young age.
Same.
So
That's good. So do you feel that when you were raising your children that your whole identity was being a mother?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The things that I did was about my son.
Yeah.
I made certain decisions in life that was based on having my son.
His well-being.
Yeah. Him being involved or not involved.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that parent that always let people babysit my son. I took my son with me.
Yeah.
You know, when and if I could not, and think about it, I was a young mother. I had my son when I was 20. So while my friends and cousins were doing, you know, different things because they didn't have that responsibility, I couldn't always go. And then I felt guilty sometimes when I did go because I thought I want to be grown. I want to go to the club because the club.
Because you were so young, though.
Going to the club was a big thing back when I was raising my son in the. You know, in the late 70s, the early
clubbing
80s.
was really big in the 80s and 90s.
It was big in the 2000s because I remember in high school wanting to go to clubs.
Yeah, but I didn't, and I hate to say it like this, but I didn't like put my son off on people. That's how I felt. He's my son. So I'm going to take him with me. And if I couldn't take him to certain places, then I just wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Do things. I mean, I took Kevin with me everywhere, but I did go maybe a weekend getaway or something like that, and I would get him to stay. And a lot of the fun I had was in the summer when he was with his dad.
Right.
Because he was with his dad. So then I'm footloose and fancy free to do whatever. But we did do a lot of things. And I mean, I had so much going on. I was working full time. I was going to college. I was just trying to better myself for him so that I could get a better job and things like that. So there was a lot going on, but yeah, I that I recall, he might correct me because our memories are different than than when kids are their memories. But we did a lot of stuff together. I was there for most games, probably every game, all activities, and that's the parenting that I did.
Yeah.
I remember the one thing that I didn't want for my son was I didn't want my son to grow up in like a hood environment. And I made a decision. I could not afford to. I remember this. I could not afford to get a house in like the suburbs, as we call them in New Jersey, by myself. So I remember talking to my mother and her husband and we getting a house together so that my son could be in an environment where he can play. I didn't have to worry about his bike or his skateboard being outside. He could shoot hoops in the driveway. All of that was very important to me. And like I said, that was one of the decisions that I made when I was raising, when I was raising my son. Yeah. Same
for me. I only moved to Texas because I could get a full-time job with benefits so I could take care of my kids. And I could get a salary big enough where I could take care of everybody. That's the only reason I moved to Texas.
And you know what? And I didn't mind my identity being a mother. I mean, that's what I was.
I would have been a mother of more than one had I had an opportunity to. I would have had more than one.
See,
I love being a mom.
You only wanted one?
Oh, I'm going to tell you why. I only wanted one. I always said I wanted just to have one. My mother always thought that I would have more than one. And I didn't want more than one because I was a single mother.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anymore. And I did not, and I'm being honest with you, and I'm not judging anybody else, do you? But for me, I just looked at, I didn't want to be another single mother. Let me put it like this. A single mother of another child. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. You didn't want to raise a child by yourself.
Right. And I always thought about if I have another child and I'm not married. Now, I think that if I would have got married, it would have been I would have had a different mindset.
And that's the same thing with me. It was getting married. I didn't get married until Kevin was out of college. And
I see what you're saying.
Out of high school. I would have got, if I would have got, I would have considered having more children. But then I didn't want to do, being a single parent is hard work.
It is.
And when I was doing it with one, I said, I'm not doing it with two.
Yeah. And
I can't tell you what my thinking was clearly I was a single mom to one and then two. Then I got married. And then I was single then.
But so what I always thought.
I got you though.
So what I always thought was, I said, I didn't want to have two sets of grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins, and all like that. You know, but you got to keep up with all of that because you hear the horror stories about you have two or three kids, and you got this father over here doing what he's supposed to do for his child. And you got this father over here and grandparents over here that don't pay attention to that child. That was a big thing.
Luckily, I got fathers that didn't do anything for anybody, so they all got the same treatment. Though
that was a big thing for me.
I'm joking.
That me too. Like I just didn't want to be a single parent, and the opportunity to get married didn't come up. So therefore, I just have my one, and I'm happy with him. I'm proud of him. He's done a great job, and that's what God wanted for me, and I'm good with it.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, we can design the path for our children in our minds, and we can do everything right, and then the child is going to do what the child is going to do.
That's true, because we all have free will.
Yeah.
So anyway, so let's transition a little bit and let's talk about these boomerang children. All right. Ronisha, I'm going to let you go first because I've got something to say about it.
I was a boomerang child. I went back home very briefly when I got pregnant with Alicia. I went to my grandmother's and stayed with her. I did. So, and I was 21.
Why not your parents? Why didn't you go to your parents?
I couldn't live with my mother.
Okay.
I could barely live with my grandmother.
Okay.
No, that wasn't an option. My mom was like, no.
She wasn't going to have you come back. Wow.
And so I moved in with my grandmother, and she was like weird, spying on me and stuff. So I didn't stay with her. It motivated me to get out. And get my own apartment.
All right, that's
Kevin boomerang once, actually, now that I remember, between undergraduate and law school, he took a year off, and he stayed with John and I was over the moon because I wasn't working. So all the dreams that I had of being a stay-at-home mom and tending to my child and being there for him, I lived it a little bit because he's an adult now, so I can't like baby him. And he was gone from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in that because we lived in Virginia. He worked in DC. He took the train. So he was gone for 12 hours. And by the time he came home, he needed to recover for the next day. But I did get like a little bit of, I can hang out with him. I can, do things and I don't have to worry about work or activities. So that year was really nice. I really enjoyed that year.
That's good. One of the things, there's several reasons why our adult children come back home. It could be something like Suzanne said, her child had a transition period. It could be because the cost of housing is just so high. It is absolutely ridiculous. It could be because their college debt is just so it's
overwhelming.
Really high too.
Yeah.
And so, they got to pay back those student loans and everything like that.
Yeah.
It could be because the job market in their field is just there's not anything available, for them. And it could be for family support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They take a gap year. A lot of these kids now, they want to take a gap year.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Some will travel during their gap year. Some will come home and do whatever. Yeah, but Kevin was funny because he was adamant he would pay rent. He worked, he would pay rent. And he wanted to move out on his own, but I'm like, just save your money.
That's what I said.
So he was able to save tons, thousands, and a lot of money because the rent in DC is so expensive. It's only a year. You're living in a year. Just stay here. Of course, that's what I wanted, but
I guess I had a boomerang moment too, because after my divorce, the second time, my mom was like, come live with me. And I did. And I'm like 40 something. But I was like, I can't stay with her forever. But I went back home.
They're like brief boomerang. See, I never went home because home was Puerto Rico. So I didn't go. Did I stay in between, like with my aunt for a few months? And like we were moving from California to the East Coast. Yeah, I did that
Isn't
stuff.
That boomerang? Like
that's
going
boomeranging
back? Yeah.
a little bit. I guess I'm boomeranging back to boomerang.
As my child, I always tell my children, if you're in college, I'm going to support you as much as I can. If you want to come home, because you're in college and you're trying to get your education, you can come home. Mm-hmm. So I have one home right now because he's finishing up his bachelor's. Mm-hmm. So come home and let me support you, because when you're out here in this world, you're out here. Like, there's no going back.
And this world is really expensive right now.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm going to put a little twist on this because my son has come back home several times. And for various reasons. And this last time, that was it for me. That was it. I'm done. I'm not interested in what's going on, what you got going on or don't have going on, because this is absolutely temporary. Done. So what I did was, we had a plan in place.
That's right.
So he wound up only staying with me for 4 months.
Okay.
But I was like ready for him to go because the challenges of living with an adult child, even though my son is like real good, and the way my house is set up, he don't bother me. He's on one side of the house. I'm on the other side of the house. It's no big deal. He respected my house, all of that is really, really good. But the point is that I just don't want you there.
It's just,
I just don't, because I don't want to have to worry about a 40-something-year-old man coming home or coming in the house at 1:00 in the morning. You know, because that's scary to me. You know what I mean? Because I think things. I think, oh my gosh, he's not home. He came home from work.
Right, because you worry. And that's part of being
and I'm like, that
you
worry.
Was
the biggest thing. It wasn't the fact, because my son is real helpful, y'all. He'll do anything I ask him to do. He is so helpful.
It's not that. It's like you almost parenting, although you're not parenting, but the same worry that you have when they live with you.
Yeah, it's true.
Back.
Because when I lived with my mom, I was hanging out with one of my friends that I had hung out for years with. We were going to little like jazz sets and listen to jazz music. And I was getting dressed when I was getting my hair, doing all the things. And my mom's like, where are you going?
Exactly.
I was like, I'm going out. What time are we going to be back? I'm like, I don't know.
I didn't do any of that. And I did not want to do any of that.
But it's still inside you. It's like,
still, as a mother.
It still worries you here in your heart.
Yeah, because it's like, is the door going to open? And when the door opened, I found myself a few times getting up and walking to the other side of the house
to see if he's home,
and see if his door's closed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to do anything.
We don't want to do that. No.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? So let me ask you this question. So, and you guys pretty much answered it, but when your adult children, you're living with your adult children because they came back home, did you set boundaries?
Yes.
Was it necessary to set boundaries?
No, I didn't have to set any boundaries.
I did.
Not in my example.
She was in heaven.
I did because I'm like, we go to bed a certain time. We turn the alarm on. If you're not here by this amount of time, stay out. Wherever you are, just get comfortable because I want to lock it down. You know,
That's
like
right.
you
want to
said,
put the house to sleep. Like
I want to put the house to sleep and feel safe, and turn on the alarms and lock all the bolts and do all the things. And then you dragging up here at 2:00 in the morning, sir.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do that. So stay where you are.
Yeah.
Good luck where you at, and come in the morning when it's decent. We're awake and we're up. That's what I told.
What about financial boundaries?
Oh.
Okay,
no,
because see, with my son, when he came home that last time, I didn't want any money because I wanted you to
save to move out.
Do what you need to do. To do that. You know, keep your money for what you.
Yeah, no, I don't want to charge.
So I didn't. No money at all.
Yeah, me either.
Well, ours was. He insisted to give. I think it was like a couple $100. It wasn't that much, but he insisted because he wanted to contribute, and I'm like, that's fine, I'll take it, and I kept it.
Yeah,
I didn't give it to John.
That's good. My rule was only you pay your bills, like your car payment, your insurance.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You can live here until you get yourself together. Yeah. Like, you know,
because we do it as it's a help. It should be a temporary place to land, safe. But I will reiterate, temporary. This is not for you to boomerang back into my nest. My nest is nice and comfy, and
that's right.
I set it up the way I did it. No. Did you like I think there will be a few new things I bought. Oh, there's no kid in the house. I can get this couch, this color, or like things that you set yourself, because as parents, we live around our children.
That's right.
When we're buying things, we think about them.
That's right.
But then when they were adults and they're gone, I'm like, I can finally get this, or I can do that.
I have an ivory rug. You guys haven't been to my house. I have ivory rugs in my living room and my kitchen. Like, I have cheetah print couch. It's a light beige gray cheetah print. I've bought things that kids can't match.
Right.
That I would never have purchased with my kids. My kids, it was like dark brown sofas. Like, it was so nasty.
To blend in, right?
Yeah. Things that, So I think when they boomerang to the nest, it should be temporary.
It has to be.
It shouldn't be forever.
Temporary.
But Theresa, back to your question about, is there any money guidelines? When I lived with my mom, boomerang back with my mom, she said, don't pay me. I want to give her money because I'm an adult. I want to help you. She's like, nope. Save it. Don't pay me anything.
So you can save your money and move out is what it is, honestly. Because if you're paying them rent, then you can't save to move out. Unless you make a lot of money. But the point is that, that's probably what she was thinking.
She was like, stay here as long as you need to. You don't have to do anything. Just stay here.
Yeah, but there's a lot of parents. There's not a lot. I don't know what the statistic is, but there are some parents that will take the money, and then when the child is ready to venture out on their own, back out on their own, they give it back. So they'll have like a starter point.
It's kind of like a savings plan that you give, and that's an idea. If you don't feel like your child is responsible enough, take their rent, charge them rent. Put it in an envelope.
That's right.
Save it. And when you have enough money, whatever you think it's needed to get in their own apartment, hey, I have a couple $1,000s here. How about we go apartment shopping? And you give them their money back.
Yeah.
What about communication boundaries? My son is very talkative.
He is? Wow.
My son can be TMI. He can.
No, Kevin doesn't talk.
Because, you know why? Because I don't judge. I listen. I just listen and let him just talk. And then when it's time for me to say something, I will say it. And when I'm saying something, I'm saying it on purpose, and I'm saying it in a guise of advice. Think about this, not telling him what to do.
Right.
Because I can tell him all the day, because I can straighten out what's ever going on with you.
Yeah.
But I need you to learn that.
Theresa fixed my life.
I know, right? I sure can.
Yeah.
Easy. And proved it too. The last time he was there, I said, this is what we're doing. Do you agree? And I'm talking pen to paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. 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 And I showed him, these things, even though he knows these things, of course.
Right.
But to show him,
Communication
but he got comfortable because I am his safety net. And I told him, I do not want to be your safety net. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Communication is important because if you come back to your parents' house, we're adults, right? We feel we're adults. But you can't talk to me any which way you talk to me. You would talk to your friends. I know you're an adult. You still gotta give me the same type of respect. Like, as kids, well, some people don't. I'm an adult. Okay, well, get out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that didn't happen to me. But communication was fantastic. But I've heard of situations that they come in, they're in your house. And because they're adults, you can't tell them what to do. I'm an adult.
No,
well, you know what? You're an adult. There's the door.
Yeah.
Like you can't, you still got to respect and communication, boundaries need to be set if there isn't any.
And
there isn't any.
And for me being married, so it's not just me. It's my husband.
Right.
So I had to respect how he feels.
Yes.
And when Amir moved back, Ralph is very clean. And, he saw dishes in the sink. He saw a fork. He saw a shoe. He was like, It was funny one day I walked in and they were having a conversation about these things. I was like, ooh, because it had got to the point where it was getting out of hand.
It was too much. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not cleaning up after himself. And Ralph's like, I'm not going to clean up after you. You're an adult male.
Yes.
And you're not a child, so you need to be responsible. And they were going back and forth. I was like, I'm just going to let them have that conversation.
That's right. That's good.
Yeah, I let them have that conversation, and it has not happened since.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah, he cleans up. Now, we went in his room because he was out of town. I was like, the room's not great, but that's his room. It's away from the space, the communal space of the house. But I'll reiterate, sir, keep your room clean. Because Paisley would jump in there and be digging in his clothes because she's so happy. Stuff's on the floor, pick up, so. But yes.
So let's talk about the best part of the empty nest.
Ooh.
Freedom. Freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. You can eat whatever you want. You don't have to cook dinner. You don't want to. You don't have to make breakfast. You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything.
I can go and come when I want to.
Yes.
I can eat when I want to. I don't have to cook for anybody.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I started my master's when when I was an empty nester. I did you just have so much freedom to do you.
Yes.
So don't be sad. I mean, look, trust me. I was sad when I became an empty nester. I was really sad when I became an empty nester. But eventually I caught on and it was great. You can go on vacations and you don't have to call a babysitter or try to arrange somebody to take care of this child. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Do you ladies know that I've raised children from the age of 18 through so I've always had a child with me taking care of a child.
Since
so
18.
When they all left to go off to college and do whatever they were going to do.
That's a big change, huh?
Yeah, I was happy.
Yeah, that's a big change. Did the house feel sad and empty?
No, it was great.
Yeah.
This was before I got married. I bought my new house right down the street from my mother, which is funny. I would go in the kitchen and I'm like, there's nothing in the sink.
Nothing. Everything stays clean.
I open up the refrigerator. I'm like, I still have milk. I still have juice. I still have eggs. I have bacon. I have food.
I like the house that it stay clean and I didn't have to clean as often.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's one of the perks of being an empty nester. It's like your house can stay
clean.
Yeah, clean. But one of the best perks, though, really honestly, is to see your children flourishing on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they're doing whatever you taught them, and they're living their own lives in their own little hub or wherever they decide to live. I got one child in Texas, one in Greenville, one in Durham. and one at home, but they're all doing their own thing and they don't need me for anything. They don't ask me for anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm willing to help them if they need me, but they're very self-sufficient.
It's that responsibility of making sure that your child was raised correctly and right is gone. Like you did it, they're done.
That's right.
And that's a big, like I took that job serious. I've always said parenting is the hardest job in the world.
It is.
It is.
It is.
So, to me, I think about it a little bit when you talk about being an empty nester. Is the nest like really empty? Because I do want my son to feel like I'm home.
That's right.
I really do. I want him to feel like I'm home.
Yeah.
But I also want him to be independent and responsible out there being an adult. Yeah. So that's how I feel about that,
That's a good point. I do want my house. That's why I bought a house.
To be home.
Yeah. And we have a new tradition now. We do Christmas at my house. So the grandkids and my kids are all over. And we all stay at my house and we cook and we play games. And so they can feel like, you can still come home. Like this is your home. Wherever I am, it's your home.
The nest is always home, regardless. Yeah. That's a nice.
All right. So as we're wrapping this up, let's talk about some final takeaways. And that is, the empty nest isn't just empty. It's full of possibilities.
That's right.
It's full of, especially if you were a young parent and the child, you still have life. You still have life to live.
Yeah.
You're a young
Especially
parent.
If you're a young empty nester. I guess that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm a young empty nester. Yeah. So now I can travel. Like my son was like, Mom, you're going to Italy? I'm like, yes, I'm going to Italy. I could never do that if y'all were home.
That's right.
I could do some of these things if they were home. First of all, I couldn't take the time off. I couldn't afford it. I have 4 kids at home. So possibilities of doing things that you put off.
Right.
When you are parenting full time. Like it's still a parenting situation when I should talk about parenting adult kids. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, because you know what? Because you never stop being a mother.
You never.
Okay. It's just that your role changes.
Yeah, it changes.
Okay. And how you handle situations and all the things. And and this is for Ronisha. And me too. But anyway, and if they move back in the home, just remember that it's okay to have house rules. It's absolutely okay to have house rules.
Yeah, we have house rules.
Yes. Open and have as much open communication as you can. Okay, because that just helps because you talk about what your expectations are. They can talk about what they want to.
They don't got none.
That's what I'm going to say. They can talk about all they want to what their expectations are.
You ain't got no expectations from me, boo. But it is nice because when Amir is home and we have to go, he can watch Paisley. And he takes care of her really well and she loves him. And I'm like, go be with your brother. We have to leave and we'll be gone and I don't have to pay pet fees. Because I'm like, you're going to keep her.
And there's a different relationship with your children when they're not home. I feel like you're more friends than parent and child. Like you have a closer, like your relationship changes the dynamics and it's actually better because I don't have to be responsible for you and make sure that you're okay. Now I can just love on you and, still guide you and all of that, but I think it's just more fun. It just changes the dynamics of parenting to more of a friendship.
Yeah.
And to those parents and children, whichever side of the spectrum you're on, if it's not going good, I mean, if it's the challenges and you're just struggling in the house, right? Step back. Take a little bit of responsibility. Don't be the victim. All right. And see what it is that you can do and say to change the dynamics.
Yeah.
That's true. That's for all relationships.
Because everything is not rosy. We got people out there.
Right.
We got parents out there that are resentful because their children are back home.
Mm.
All right. Yeah, I'm just saying it's real. You know, it's real.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, yeah, you know, you got to have those conversations and you got to take responsibility because there's nothing like being uncomfortable in your own house.
True.
So I just wanted to throw that in
True.
there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this is our call to action. So I want you guys to tell us, are you an empty nester?
Let's start an empty nesters club.
Ronisha, you was telling us about an empty nester club.
Yeah,
that just sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people who their kids don't live with them anymore. They have adult kids, and we go to comedy shows, we go to the movies, we go skating, we just do whatever. We go to dinner a lot.
See, we're sharing some valuable information with you.
Yeah, guys, and just talk about our adult kids. A lot of them their kids are getting married and they have grandkids. And, you know, we just talk about what's going on in our lives, you know, since having children.
Or we also want you to tell us if you have a boomerang kid that is now in your house.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
And why they're there.
Yeah.
I want to know.
We would love to hear your stories out there. So anyway, anything else, ladies? All right.
Make sure that you share, comment, answer the call to action. Let us know if you're an empty nester, how has it been? What have you learned? What you would do or not do again? And subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot to keep the content coming, and follow and share.
What she said.
All right.
And
well, thank you. Catch you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Do us a big favor and hit that like button, share this episode, and subscribe.